So you have a blank canvas on here when you get started, and the main part of a Bayesian network is that you have nodes and edges, basically. So you have chance nodes here, which you can place, and you can assign a chance node a name, which assigns it some meaning. So for example, this chance node we might call lung cancer, just for illustrative purposes. And if we look at it, we can assign probabilities to it. So if we take the entire population, then we can say what are the probabilities of some random person that we test of having lung cancer. These values in here, you can take from online data where the statistics are published. So the probabilities are interlinked with the statistics. So for example, if we take anyone in the population, we might assign him 1% of having lung cancer, and we see something is off because we need to have the sum of both states to be 0. And for this, we can just use the complement here, and the sum of the states becomes 1. So 100% probability in total. And we might assign the state 0 to be positive, and the state 2 to be the negative state, right? So now we have some model on lung cancer. And now if we, for example, want to enrich our model by, for example, the conditional probability of a person smoking and how it influences lung cancer, we might draw smoking and then draw an edge from smoking to lung cancer. And now what we see here is, again, well, let me go into smoking first of all. We might assign probabilities in general of a person on average in the population to be smoking. So we might assign this state to yes and no, and then we might say that overall 10% of the population are smoking and 90% are not. If you have bigger models and want to work with these numbers more in a playful way, where they always sum up to 1, you might use the elicitation bar chart view here, or the elicitation pie chart view, where you can play around with the models. So if you, for example, see a paper and the paper only shows you some pie chart with no probabilities, you might match the probabilities in here to the ones you see. But in our case, we had 10%, so let me change this to yes is 10% and no is 90. So now we have added the edge to our graph, and the edge now adds information, it implies that given a person that is smoking, what is the probability of that person being positive with lung cancer or having lung cancer. And now we again might go to studies or publicly available information, and we might know that 3% of people that are smoking, so we see this column here says the person is smoking, the probability is 3%, and now we might again add it up to be 97, so it adds up to 1. And correspondingly, we might say, based that the person is not smoking, the odds are lower. So, for example, it's 0.5%, and 99.5% of him having no lung cancer. So now our model is updated, and we can look at our model in a different view. So if we go into right-click on the model itself and then go into the view as and select bar chart, we can look at the model in a different view. So I will do this, and then I can update the model, and I can look at my model in a different view where I have easier access to the parameters and the probabilities.